Hey guys, I'm Cyborg Sheep, and welcome to the Weekend Post. I've been planning for this project for months, but now we are finally ready for the conversion.
The option that I ultimately decided to go with was to convert and upgrade this scooter to make it faster, more reliable, and a lot more comfortable to ride. So generally speaking, the plan is simple. Larger form factor and shock absorbers for a more comfortable ride, replaceable lithium-ion batteries for better reliability, censored brushless power system, making it a lot faster,
And also, RGB.
In order to limit the amount of paradoxes I create by making this video, and more importantly, to tackle the egregious hiatus I took while working on this project, I've decided to split this video up into parts. In this first part, we'll build the front wheel and suspension assembly. So let's get started.
Step number 1 is to bolt the wheel to an aluminum extrusion on both sides.
For the suspension, I decided to go with the C-style mechanism, for no other reason other than the fact that it looks cool. Now, suspension geometry is way outside the scope of this video, so I'm oversimplifying quite a bit here. In order for a suspension mechanism to be most effective, the shock absorber or dampening device needs to be pointed directly at the point where the shock is going to come from. This especially makes sense looking at the suspension of this RC car. In this case, the shock will be coming from the bottom of the tires here, and the shocks are pointed towards the bottom of the tires. It can even sort of be seen being put into practice here. If you look at the side of the shocks, they're tilted slightly back in towards the car, which makes sense considering that most shocks are going to be coming in this way towards the car instead of this way, most of the time. So going back to our example, that means that we want this shock absorber to be angled as much as possible in towards the wheel, like so. In fact, in some cases, I've even seen it where this shock absorber is parallel to this beam right here. What this boils down to is that with a C-style suspension, the measurement of this beam and this beam is pretty critical. Otherwise, you may not have enough space to get the geometry of this shock absorber correct.
So I measured twice, cut once, and mounted the second extrusion on the other side of the wheel, and then moved to mount the shock absorber.
previously, we've been cutting aluminum, and not that interesting. This, however, is cold, hard steel. And with that, the front wheel assembly is basically done. The main steering shaft will slot in and get clamped down like so. The next step would be to construct the steering pivot, linking this assembly to the main deck, as well as building a mirror image of this clamping assembly on the top to mount the handlebars to. This video is getting pretty long though, so that'll be a subject for part 2. Don't forget to hit that like button, get subscribed, and I'll see you dudes in the next video.